Today I will find parts for a budget gaming PC in my local market. Last time I bought a PC for 350 krones, cleaned it, installed Windows and sold it for 650 krones. So now I have 650 krones for my budget. This is building and flipping PCs. So for this next PC my budget is 650 Danish krones. It is now day 1 and I will try to find all of the parts. For the motherboard, I looked after CPU, motherboard, cooler and RAM combos. I found this one on auction on Tradera for 150 Danish krones plus 38 krones delivery from Sweden. It comes with the i5 3550, which is almost the same performance as the previous PC CPU, the i5 3470. It also comes with a Gigabyte ATX C77X motherboard that has blue accents. The cooler is just an Intel stock cooler, and it also comes with 2 sticks of 4GB DDR3 RAM, just like the previous PC. I think this is a really good deal considering that these usually go for 350 Danish krones. I'm going to place a bid on that. The GPU I found for this PC is a GTX 950 for only 150 Danish krones. Other GTX 950s cost about 250 Danish krones. So this is a really good deal. The seller is about an hour away from me with public transport, so not too bad. The case I found for this is a random old N60 case, which isn't great, but I have a very limited budget. It's listed for only 50 krones, but there are no pictures of it with side panels, so I don't really know if it has side panels, so I'm gonna message the seller. The seller is really close to me, so that's really good. If I can't get this, I will need to buy a new case from Pro Shop for around 200 Danish krones. The hard drive I chose is this 640GB hard drive from Western Digital. It is listed for 65 krones, which is pretty good. Lastly, the power supply is the cheapest new one. It's the Akiga AKB1 400 watt power supply. It costs 161 krones with free delivery to Pro Shop in Copenhagen. It is now day 2 and sadly I lost the bid on Tradera, but I found this other one, which I set my max bid to 242 krones. This is a crazy value. It has an i5 7500 and 8 gigs of DDR3. I also got a message from the seller of the case saying that it does not have side panels, so I won't be buying that. I also got an answer from the seller of the GPU who said that it is available, so I asked when I could pick it up and they haven't answered yet. I also found this spare part bundle for only 50 krones. I don't know if it's compatible with ATX motherboards though, so I will keep you updated when I have gotten an answer. Today I went to a thrift store and found a hard drive from Apple. No, it's from Western Digital and it's a whole terabyte, but the craziest part is the price. It was only 25 krones, so I bought it. Okay, it's now been a week since I last recorded and I want to share what I have found. I found a 290 watt power supply for 50 krones, which is only 35 minutes away, so that's really good. For the motherboard, CPU, RAM, cooler combo, I also found this one. The problem here is that it does not have RAM, so I'm probably going to try to get it down to 300. I do want to find the GPU first though. All sellers of the GTX 950s in my areas don't respond, so I'll have to find something else. I found a GTX 680 for 200 krones, but it's been listed for 3 months, so maybe I can get it down to 150. I messaged the seller about it. The only GPUs being sold for 150 are GTX 660s and GTX 570s. If you're wondering why I'm only trying to find Nvidia GPUs, it's because that's what sells. Okay, update. Right now I'm actually on my way to pick up the power supply. Okay, it didn't have a PCIe connector, so I didn't buy it. I did find this motherboard, CPU, cooler, RAM and GPU combo, which is a really good value, so I'm gonna buy it. So, I just bought all of those parts, and it's actually a good deal. The only problem is just that it does not have an I/O shield, which I will either not include or just 3D print. But anyways, it's a really good value. The motherboard is an Asus H81MA and is paired with the i5 4460 with fresh thermal paste installed. That's an amazing CPU for this price. On top of the CPU there's an Intel stock cooler with this weird cable. The RAM is 2 sticks of 4GB generic DDR3 RAM. The GPU is a GTX 760 from Asus. It has an 8-pin connector. And he included this PCIe protector, so that's good. I just bought this Xenon 700 watt power supply for 98 krones including shipping, so that leaves me with 77 krones left for the case, so I'm almost done. I am currently on my way to pick up the case that's listed for 100 krones, but I got it down to 70. He's only 25 minutes away from me, so that's pretty good. The seller of the power supply also just shipped it, so I'll probably get it next week. Okay, I just picked it up. It's pretty dirty, but I will clean it. I also just realized that I need screws, so I'll order this pack of screws online for 66 krones. This will put me 59 krones on budget, but I can't build without screws. So I ordered that and it will be here in 5 days. So, the power supply is delivered, so let's go get it. Here it is. This was an amazing deal, if it actually works. It's 700 watts and it has all of these connectors that I need. This is really good for around 100 krones including shipping. Let's set up a test bench. Here the test bench is, but I just realized I need a SATA cable. I checked online to see if I could get it for cheap in my area. The cheapest I found was this one for power, which was available at my local tech store. It cost 39 krones, but with my power coins I can get down to 28. So I'm maybe going to buy that. But I'm already 59 krones over budget, so that would make it 86 krones over budget. But I guess I don't really have a choice. Here's the test bench. I have plugged everything in except for the hard drive, which I couldn't plug in. Let's try it. It works, lights and everything, and fan spinning, but sadly, no signal on the monitor. Here's footage of me troubleshooting it for a couple of hours. I tried cleaning the CMOS, resetting the CPU, RAM, tried a different display cable, integrated graphics, swapped the RAM sticks and DIMMs, another hard drive, and nothing got it to display a signal. But it did turn on. I think it's a RAM, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll buy another PC to test the parts, we'll see. It's now over a week later. I have chosen that I'm going to buy a PC for testing, and I'm currently trying to find one. Well, that did not take that long. I just found a perfect PC with the same socket and perfect compatibility. It's an old Lenovo workstation. This is from a seller that is under 3 kilometers away from me. He just started posting all kinds of workstations one day. So, let's go pick it up. Here it is. It has an i5 4470 and no GPU. Here I tested that it works. Now, let's troubleshoot the PC. First, I will put in the i5 4570 in the original motherboard. That works. It's probably just an old BIOS, so I'll update it. Now it's updated, so let's try to put in the i5 4460. it doesn't boot. So sadly the CPU is probably dead. I'll just try to put it in the Lenovo system. That doesn't boot either. So the CPU is dead, sadly. For all of the parts I paid 1037 krones. And that is including the Lenovo workstation. And that brings me to the end of the video. In the next episode I'll build the PC and hopefully flip it. Thanks for watching.